had a website, but it wasn't, it was almost like a vanity project back then. Now it is like an entrance fee to have a business.
Good. Hey, I wanted to let you know that the Google guarantee, the Google ads, man, I'm getting 12 to 16 calls a week.
My goal is at least do 10 to 15 more years, grow it up, sell it for 40, 50 million, maybe more.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Titan Talks. My name is Jonathan Stern. I'm an engineer at Topline Pro, but once a week, I have the honor of sitting down with successful home service entrepreneurs to discuss their journeys to success. Today is October 23rd, 2023, and my guest is Skyler Stocker of Stocker Lawn Care, a lawn care and pressure washing and gutter cleaning company based in Portia, Arkansas. Skyler, we're thrilled to have you on the show. Welcome to Titan Talks.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Glad to be here.
To get started, would love to hear how you got started in lawn care and then how you decided to expand into gutter cleaning and pressure washing as well.
Okay. Try not to make it a 10-minute speech. I kind of got started on accident. One of my best friends from school, I moved next door to his grandma. So I started mowing her yard, and it was just some easy money that I really enjoyed. And I did that for a year. And then the next year just kind of started trying to add a few more because I was working full time. And I added like 9 yards the first day of just like going around knocking on doors for a couple hours. And fast forward to the end of that summer, I had like 29 yards and couple businesses and couple churches, and like I wanted to quit my full-time job like immediately, but my wife's like, no, you just started, you gotta put a little time in. So I did that for 2 years, and when this next spring came around, my phone was just blowing up, and I would literally work like 10, 11, 12 hours in a factory and then go work like 4 hours after work until dark, and I would make more money in the short time after work than I did at my full-time job. So yeah, my phone was just blowing up. I was stressed. I was not giving my all at my full-time job. So yeah, just kind of fizzled into doing lawn care, and it's just been blowing up ever since. So
Tyler, what were you doing full-time? You said you were working in a factory?
yeah, I was a supervisor at a turkey factory actually, and I'd been there like 6 years. So I was in. I just my heart wasn't in it. I did good. We made good money. I didn't love it. It was inside. I'm an outside guy. This was just a lot more fun.
How many years ago was it that you decided to start out in lawn care and start doing it on the side?
So on the side, that was 8 years ago, almost 9 years. This spring, I guess, will be nine
Okay.
years.
So
And I've been full time. I quit that. It'll be 6 years.
9 years ago, you started on the side. 6 years ago, you started full time. Is that right?
Yeah, they're kind of starting to run together, but I think that's correct.
Cool. What would you say has been it sounds like, to be honest, that you were off to the races from the get-go.
Yeah.
What would
I
you
just loved it, man. I really enjoyed it. I loved meeting new people. You think in a small town you know everybody, but then you just start meeting so many more people. And yeah, I enjoyed the work, and I enjoyed growing, and you start getting bragged on, so it just feels good. It feels good, that instant satisfaction of making a yard look good or a house look good when you pressure wash it. And people would say, do you offer this? And I didn't, but I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. And then I'd do that, and I liked that. So we just kind of got into a little bit of everything.
What's one thing you did in the early days to get the business off the ground? You said you went around town knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Are there any marketing tactics that you could suggest to new?
I have a lot of bad ones.
A lot of bad ones.
A lot of bad ones.
Uh-oh.
Knocking on doors, man, that was very time consuming, extremely time consuming. And most of the people that you're talking to aren't looking for you. You know, you're looking for them, but they're really not looking for you. And really the time that you have to knock on doors is like winter time, and they're definitely not looking to get their yard mowed or thinking about their yard. So I would definitely say knocking on doors in the winter, don't waste your time. Do not waste your time. A lot of hours.
What did you do? What did you do that worked, Skyler?
Probably the best thing is everything you do a good job. Just do a good job and show up when you tell them. I mean, that is the most important. I know it's kind of easy. Like, it's not what you want to hear, but that's definitely the best thing. When I was starting out, I was hearing, they'd say, well, this guy does a good job. He just doesn't show up, or this guy's prices aren't bad. He just won't show up. So I kept hearing that people won't show up. And I was realizing that was like the biggest problem that people had in this industry, actually a lot of industries now. But so I just started just coming, just always being there, have everything on a schedule, so you know what you're doing all the time, and you're just always there, you know.
Do you use a scheduling platform to stay organized? What do you use?
No, we just make lists. We kind of print out lists. This year we only ran 2 trucks, so we'd print out lists, and the guys would mark them up as they go. So we do everything weekly. We have a Monday route, Tuesday route, so on. And as you go by, we write down what we did that day, and if we didn't do it, we crossed it out or whatever. And at the end of the day, I put it in the invoice system.
What do you use for invoices? Is it QuickBooks? Is it another platform?
It was Invoice to Go. I don't recommend that. I just started using it in the early days. I've been, I guess, 8 years now. Was using them, and just kind of started out. That was the first one I'd heard about from a friend, and they've made a lot of changes since then. I've just been with them so I can literally pull up. If we pressure washed your house one time 8 years ago, I can pull that up. I know what day it was, may even know what time it was. So it's hard to let that app go, but I've been trying to for like 2 years because just not real happy with their setup, you know.
Sure. I'm curious, Scott, how did you figure out pricing in the early days?
Oh man, trial and error.
It's a trial and error thing for a lot of people, right?
Yes.
Were there any big?
Yeah, I hit Google, I hit YouTube, but they're telling you their prices for where they live, you know. You basically have to get out there and just see, you know, talk to people. Over time, you realize, because you can't ask anyone, because they're not, you know, your competitors aren't going to tell you, and your customers, you know, they're going to be like, the last guy did it for free, you know. So you can't really ask all of them. You just got to kind of see where you make money and go from there. Make sure you're making money.
Did you do pressure washing and gutter cleaning from the get-go, or are those services that you added on to your repertoire after you really got underway?
I would say I offered them because I pretty much started with all the equipment that I already had. I mean, I was mowing factories with this little like $2,000 cheapo Hustler residential zero turn. So yeah, I started out with all residential Lowe's and Home Depot. I mean, I'm not going to call it junk, but you know, for what we have today, there's no way that you could use that stuff. But yeah, I probably offered it, but we didn't take off in those kind of things, you know.
When did you make the decision to really upgrade in terms of equipment?
Yeah, I'd say when we just started taking way too much time to get things done, and I realized I started kind of making buddies with some of the other lawn care guys around here, and I would see how fast their mowers were, and just how fast they did a yard. And you start putting a pen and calculator to it, and realizing, man, I could be making a lot more money if we were moving a little faster, you know. And when it's just you're not always thinking time, but when you start paying 2, 3, 4 guys, you start wanting to get a little more done a little quicker, you know.
On that note, let's turn to business today. Would love to hear how it's going with Stocker Lawn Care generally. How many employees do you have? Jobs on the schedule? Yeah, what's business looking like?
Right now, there's only 3 plus me. We've downsized for the winter, kind of. I'm kind of regretting. We let one go, and 2 others kind of quit, and I didn't want to hire any more guys with the season kind of coming a little slower. That being said, I wish I would have hired at least one more because we kind of struggled to finish the season out. Through the year, we ran 6 plus me. Next year, it'll definitely be 8 plus me because we had some trouble keeping up some weeks, and we've already added. For some reason, in the fall, we had a lot of things. We've already added 7 apartment complexes and a church, and I don't know how many houses. So it'll definitely be 8 plus me next year, possibly 10 or 11 plus me.
That's a big operation, Skyler.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't call it huge, especially we went to the expo last week and talking to some of those guys. It's just, I don't know. It's just some of those guys are amazing, man. They've been in it 5 years and they've got like 50 guys working for them. So, but yeah, we're growing at a. I never wanted to grow too fast and start disappointing customers and having just unhappy people. And we still got to live in this town, even if whatever we do, we still got to live here, and we don't. You still want to be able to go to the grocery store and Walmart.
During busy season, how many jobs on the schedule do you typically have? You said you need maybe 10 or 11 guys next year.
Yeah, so we had about 100 weekly customers this year. I'm sorry. Probably half and half commercial and residential.
Which do you?
It sounds like a lot. I'm sorry.
Which do you enjoy more, commercial or residential?
I probably enjoy the residential more, but the commercial definitely pays more.
Yeah. Has there been a shift over time from residential to commercial? Like early on, where you was the mix?
Sure.
Sure.
Early on, it was primarily residential with just maybe 3. Probably the first 2 years, the first 2 full-time years, we had under 10 commercial, and the last 3 years especially has really jumped up on our commercial. It's kind of like when they start realizing that you can handle commercial, then they just throw more at you.
How did you get most of those jobs?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to say most of them. I guess they just kind of reach out to you. They call you and see if you can fit them in their schedule. Several of them we would know someone, and they'd be like, "Hey, our factory, or we do a lot of apartments. Hey, our apartment complex is looking for a new lawn care guy." So I just hit them up and turn a quote in.
Would you say it's mostly been word of mouth so far, or Google or Facebook or the website?
Yeah, I just did the website, so that's brand new. Probably word of mouth mostly. I do a lot of Facebook. I try to do a lot of Facebook. We'll do really good for a week or 2, and then I won't add anything for like 2 months. You get busy and you don't think about down the road. But yeah, we've got a lot from Facebook.
So you were just at the Equip Expo. Tell me about your experience talking to some of these marketers. I guess maybe to start with, what was your goal going to the conference? What did you hope to get out of it? And then what did you learn talking to some of the marketers in the industry?
Yeah, this was my 3rd year going to the expo, and you never know what to expect. You're just really excited to see. Man, every year they just have so much new stuff. I'm always excited to see what Milwaukee and Steel and Exmark, because we use a lot of those. But this year I was really wanting to land a website and someone to kind of help me with my social media because I'm awful at it. I'm still in the field a lot.
Don't say
And
that.
I just,
You're not awful.
oh, I'm awful. I really am. When I slow down, I'm a little better, but like when we're busy, oh, I'm awful. And yeah, I really needed some help. And yeah, I only talked to like 3 vendors maybe. And like I was telling you, I had some appointments coming up this week, but we talked to Topline man, their service was excellent. We had a small problem with our website, mate. It was a Saturday, and I texted you guys, and I expected not to hear anything till Monday. Well, he texted me just a couple hours later and was like, "Man, I got it all fixed." So I was pretty wowed to see that they handled that on a Saturday because it was nothing. So yeah, just that kind of thing goes a long way, and that shows you, you guys are a great company already. And man, I'm super excited to see. We're trying to break into a new town, so that was it's a town we've never been to. It's not far from here, but we've never been to, and we need the help, the social media and the website help, so people can find us on Google.
What would you say is the main thing you're looking for in a website provider, marketing platform, company that's going to help you grow your business? Is there one thing you can single out that it was most important to you in your search for a service like this?
I don't know about one thing on top. Probably two. I just wanted someone to really get our name out there and show that we're a professional company, and you guys, your website, man, it looks awesome. I mean, it's got some different things that I've never even seen. The grid where it's like coming back and forth to each other. I don't know if you know what I'm talking. I don't know what it's called.
On your, I took a look at Stocker Lanka. The photos
Yeah.
sliding like this.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. I seen that. I was like, I'm sold. They got me. That was the hook.
Saw that this morning. It looked really good, and you've got some great.
Yeah, they made it look so professional, and because you don't want to come off rude, but you can't go to places, you can't mow yards for $20, so you don't want someone to see that website and expect you to come and just do it, for bottom dollar. You have to turn a profit. You have to, in order to keep these. We have nice trucks, we have nice equipment, trailers, mower. I mean, it costs some money to run this business. Everyone thinks, oh, it's just mowing a yard. You should be able to do it for $15. You do it so fast. That is definitely not the case. So to have us looking professional and like we're up for the challenge, up for the task of your big complexes or, hospitals, whatever you have. And I feel like they'll get that from your website,
You mentioned wanting to expand to a town nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're in a growth phase right now. What's the idea behind wanting to expand the operation?
Yeah, I just feel like we've really capitalized with where we are, and we go to another town. It's not too far from us, but it's just saturated. I mean, with lawn care guys, and we have places we've been going to for like 6-7 years. We don't want to lose those customers, so we're keeping those there. But there's another town that's not too far away that doesn't have a lot of. I think they have a lot of one-man crews. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but they have a lot of smaller companies, 1 and 2 guys or whatever they got going. But I don't think there's a lot of bigger companies. I say bigger for this area. We're fairly large, and yeah, I just want to be able to get over there and break in and let them know that, we'll take care of them and do just as good a quality job there as we do, here in Walnut Ridge.
What would you say is your goal in 5 years?
Oh man, I don't know. It's just going so fast. I feel like every year I'm like, man, this is as big as we can get. And then the next year we double, and I'm like, okay, this is is really it. This is as big as we can get. And then the next year we double again. So,
And you mean
man, I don't know.
double number of employees, double revenue, double profit? What are we doubling?
Not employees. I ran me plus 2 for several years.
Yep. So you're talking about being 5 times bigger than that next year.
Yeah, money wise, I should say money wise.
Money wise, you're doubling yearly?
I would say we've doubled close, if not doubled, very close to doubled for the last, man, yeah, maybe every year since we've gone full time. Yeah.
Incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been awesome.
Would you say the goal next 5 years is to stay as close to that trend as you can? I mean, are there any outside of the money? Because that, you always want that up and to the right. Any other goals? You want to expand to 5 new towns? You want to conquer all of Arkansas? What?
No, definitely not.
No.
Definitely not.
What
I don't want to conquer anything. I just
conquer is the wrong word, but
yeah.
But maybe you want to branch out to 10 new cities or 50 new cities. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I didn't even want to leave Walnut Ridge,
Right.
Originally. I never even wanted to leave Walnut Ridge. No one, I don't know. Every year I'm shocked. So to say that we'll even double next year blows my mind. But you may call me next year and we may have. I don't know. I try. I don't know. I'm not good at goals. I do make yearly goals, and at the beginning of the year, and usually 3 months into the year, we're so busy. I'm not even paying attention to the goals. I'm just trying to kind of kill the day every day, I guess. Just try to get as much done as we can every day. So,
in terms of
kind of a daytime goal guy,
I like that. I really do.
Yeah.
I want to talk about advertising real quick. Are you doing anything in the domain of physical marketing, yard signs, business cards, anything on the truck?
Yeah, we have decals on the trucks.
Okay.
We so when it'll be a few more months, but like January-ish, we'll start. We have door hangers. We will hand those out. So we just bought a shop like right on the highway in town, and we'll get some signs on. We haven't even closed yet, but when we do, we'll get some signs up here. Probably going to make some big banners, kind of letting everyone know what we do. It's a small town, so most people know, but there's always like people moving here or, people visiting that are taking care of, family or whatever. So just always reaching out, always letting people know what we got going on,
Have you tried Google Ads at all? Have you done that before?
Yeah. So prior to last week, just talking to you guys, I've not been on Google. I've not had a website. I've not, just all phone calls and Facebook, just kind of chit chatting with people. People see our trucks at a gas station or whatever, But we're just now getting online presence outside of Facebook.
I can't. We're gonna have to come back and do this a year from now, Skyler. I can't wait to see how much your business is able to grow on account of having a strong Google presence, a nice website. You're up to 56 reviews, I've heard. That you went from like 1 review to 56 overnight, right? You sent out a lot of requests.
Well, he told me I needed 3. And I was like, man, I'll have that in 30 minutes. And he didn't believe me. And then he was like, to kind of beat these other towns out, that I needed like 25. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm not much of an internet guy, but I was like, dude, I'll have that in a couple of days, I think we had it that day, I think. And yeah, I know we did. I remember checking my email and having 29 just a few hours later. So I was like, man, this guy's messing with me. This is not that big of a deal. But
no, I know Nick said this before, but I really will reiterate how impressive it is to go from nothing to 55, 56 in 2 days. there are people who've been around for a decade that, you know, are at 10 reviews or 20 reviews. To have 56 really, really strong reviews is a huge testament to your business, and you ought to be just so proud of that. So
I was very proud reading them. I was like, man, this is make a guy feel pretty good, you know? So yeah, it was wonderful reading those. You always feel like you're doing a good job, you know, but to have everyone actually commenting that, and, you know, I don't know, blew my mind a little bit. I definitely sent out a Facebook post telling everyone, thank you so much, you know, means a lot. Means a lot to the crew.
at Titan Talks, we like to close with a rapid fire round. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
What advice would you give pros just starting out?
Do a good job, man. Do a good job on everything. If you bid something badly, I did this a lot in the first handful of years. Oh, this is rapid fire. I'm supposed to be quick, right?
No.
I'm a talker, man. I'm a
That's all right.
talker.
Keep it coming.
Yeah, if you bid it too low, learn from it. Don't shortcut that job. Don't ruin a customer for life because you shorted them and they know it. They're gonna know it. Just finish the job, eat the time, but learn from it. You know, hey, don't do that again. Don't really look at jobs when you're quoting, especially when you're new. You think it's gonna be easy. There's always something. And yeah, just do a good job. I mean, you know, the 56 reviews or whatever, it's coming from just always having that mindset. Always. When I get a new guy, I'm like, I don't care how long this takes you, do a good job. Speed will come, but do a good job on everything you do. Do not, you know, no shortcuts. So, in a lot of words, do a good job.
In 6 years or 7 years, what is the biggest mistake you've made, and what have you learned as a result?
Probably trying to do too many things, you know, trying to be a professional at too many things. I started a couple other businesses that didn't go very well. Actually, one of them did okay, but the other one, it's hard to run multiple businesses, especially when they're both fairly new. So just find out what makes you money, what you're good at, and just kind of stick with those things. You know, if you can make money at it and you enjoy it, just try to do as much of that thing as possible. You know,
Nothing better than that.
yeah.
What's the most surprising thing about being at the helm of a big landscaping business?
Probably hearing some of the quotes from other places. That's always surprising sometimes because I'm a big numbers guy, and I sit down and really think about how long things are going to take us and where we need to be, and then someone will come in at like 15%, and you're like, and sometimes it's even like a company that you know is doing a good job. So sometimes those things will shock you.
And to close, would love to hear about your proudest moment since starting the company 6 years ago.
My proudest moment. My proudest moment was honestly probably when I was able to quit my full-time job and start doing this. I was very excited. I was very eager. I'm still excited to this day, you know. But that day, I remember going to turn my 2 weeks notice in, and I think I floated to the front office. I was just, man. So yeah, knowing that I was going to be a business owner, you know, it's amazing.
Well, Skyler, congratulations. As I've said a couple times, we're so excited to just be along for the ride of your journey.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing your story. I know I was inspired hearing it, and I'm sure all of our listeners will be as well. So thank you so much.
I hope so. I hope I can help somebody out, man.
Thanks for being a part of Titan Talks.
Yes, sir.